there's nothing better to do on a Wednesday than crack open a cold one, grab some popcorn, and watch NXT and Lucha Underground, because that's some good wrestling.
Why didn't we have popcorn?
Because I don't actually like popcorn.
That's fair.
I just advocate eating it sometimes in the case of entertainment.
This would have been a good time, because we had a good, solid go-home show to take over for NXT.
And the go-home show to the finals of the Cueto Cup.
Yes! It was this is just...
Go Home Wednesday.
This whole week is a big old go-home. We're going home.
Go home
next
wrestling.
Week.
You're drunk.
We open up NXT with the...
On the Hawktail Hour.
Over on Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
With a W.
Like wrestling. Women's Championship contract signing open up NXT.
Yeah.
Where we had Ember Moon and Asuka saying their final words to each other. Ember was very impassioned. She's ready to be the one to finally defeat Asuka despite all of the things that she has accomplished.
And Asuka was in Japanese.
Yeah, Asuka yelled in Japanese.
We didn't understand what she said.
Yeah. But they signed the contract.
Somebody translate in the comments.
Yeah, if you do speak Japanese, we would love to know on the regular what Asuka says, because we don't speak Japanese. Not enough of it, at least.
Nanji desu ka?
Hi.
Not an accurate answer to my question.
No, it wasn't. But moving on. So Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
He is just
Please, Mr. Regal, give me another chance.
He's just a big misunderstood dude.
Yeah, he is. He's a fucking teddy bear.
He's not a bad person. I mean, we watched him beat the hell out of the former Seahawk here, but that's besides the point.
Wait, that makes him still not a bad person.
No, it was a great time. It was so much fun.
I don't think I've seen one more time work more times than that.
Yeah, it worked a lot.
It worked 3 times.
Yeah. Lars just wanted one more shot. He says, give me a tag team partner. I want a shot at another tag team match. I swear, Mr. Regal, I won't attack my opponent in the ring even if we lose. I swear. It won't happen.
Yeah, Regal made him promise.
And he did. And so Regal gave him a team member known as Chris Silvio, and they took on the Street Profits in tag team action. Unfortunately, Chris Silvio decided that he wanted to wrestle the match all by himself. And he ran right...
Well, he wanted to start the match.
Yeah.
And he got punched in the face by Angelo Dawkins.
To which Montez Ford decided to run into the crowd and oversell like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And when you've basically been knocked out right off the bat, you don't have a choice of tagging out, I should say.
He did try at one point, but Angelo wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much all downhill from there, as it was just an onslaught from the Street Profits, and they won with their same combination of moves that they won with last week. At which point they realized how mad Lars was, and the Street Profits got the hell out of Dodge.
Just smart.
And you could just see the anger rising. Lars picked up Chris and walked out of the arena.
Yeah. And then he beat him up.
Yeah.
Outside the arena.
Yeah.
Making good on William Regal's demands of don't attack him in the ring.
Yeah.
He attacked him on the lawn.
He did. There's that one little sitting area where a lot of shit goes down. Nikki and Asuka had a thing out there. I think Sanity had a thing out there. And now Lars decided to beat up Chris Silvio out there as well.
And he threw him in a garbage can for good measure.
Well, you know. That's where he kind of deserves to be. Then we had Ruby Riott versus Billie Kay.
Yes. Not a long match.
Not a long match, but we had quite a bit of attempted interference by Peyton Royce.
At one point, she even just blatantly tried to get in the ring.
Yeah, yes, she did.
Ruby kicked her in the face, though.
Yeah, and
good move.
And then Ruby followed that up with a Pele kick onto Billie Kay and defeated Billie Kay.
A wind-up overhead kick.
Because AJ has the trademark on Pele.
Yep.
And Peyton was not happy about the situation
she
at
got
all.
Promo.
And said that Ruby would never be iconic. She called her ugly, and she's
covered in tattoos.
she's all tattooed.
You are so tattooed.
Oh man, I love
tattooed.
I love Peyton Royce. So yeah, well, I'm sure this is leading to some.
Who do you love more, Sasha or Peyton?
Peyton, because she's not married. I gotta hold back on Sasha. She's taken now. Peyton might have a boyfriend, as long as she's not married.
Alexa?
Alexa's engaged to Buddy.
But,
she's the halfway point between Peyton and Sasha.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. We had a little Paul Ellering promo over a video package, building up a bit more tension for the tag team title match, Sanity versus the Authors of Pain, this Saturday at TakeOver. It's Paul Ellering doing what he does best, is talking.
Yeah, with black and white filters.
It's cool. Good build up. I like the
sad heavy machinery faces.
Yes. Sad DIY faces. No more DIY. Sad faces.
And the revival getting smashed too.
Yep, that happened a couple times.
Leave my boys out of this. Fuck off. They're on the main roster now. Alright? They don't exist anymore in NXT land.
Well, they do in spirit, especially when they're getting their asses kicked by the opposite.
Shut up.
But our
Never
main
happened.
event, Roderick Strong versus Drew McIntyre. If Roddy wins, he gets a shot once again at Bobby Roode after TakeOver.
Yeah.
For, or maybe not, for the championship, depending on what happens this Saturday.
Yeah, and I mean, Bobby Roode's in a win-win situation here as long as he doesn't do anything to fuck the situation up.
I mean, it's really all on Bobby at this point.
Yeah.
Like, he decided he wanted this match
His
to happen.
two opponents are going to go head-to-head. His championship opponent this Saturday is trying to make sure that his potential future opponent doesn't even get the match.
Exactly. So, Drew McIntyre and Roddy. I didn't realize Roddy could hit that many backbreakers on Drew McIntyre. I undersold on Roddy, and I apologize.
He's strong.
He's Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
Drew, though, I mean, he's Drew McIntyre. He's going to fuck you up whether you like it or not.
Yeah, he doesn't even back.
He's got all the rest of his body.
Yeah, he's got a whole front to fuck you up with.
But he couldn't hit that Claymore kick, man. He couldn't hit that for the life of him.
Well, Roddy is not only Roderick Strong, he's also Roderick Smart. And he's got it scouted.
He's very versatile. And eventually, he had Drew set up in like a Tree of Woe thing. Was he going for a double stomp, or I don't know what he was going for.
Yeah.
Except for a ride when Bobby Roode came out and shoved him off the top rope.
You know what he's going for, to be completely honest?
He
was going for letting Drew McIntyre belly-to-belly suplex him off the ropes. Because that's what Drew does for that position.
That's true. He does do that. But Bobby Roode ruined that, because he's so rude. Shoved Roddy off, and then took advantage of the Tree of Woe position and just put the boots to Drew McIntyre.
Then he did a jiggle. He took his coat off.
Yeah, he did high knees and everything. Then he hit Drew McIntyre with the glorious DDT, and
did a little more damage to Roddy on the outside.
Yeah. And Bobby Roode standing tall.
Making sure, as we are quite close to TakeOver, that we don't forget that it is his NXT.
Yes. And now he has a future match against Roderick Strong.
Because technically he hit Roderick Strong first, so Roderick wins by disqualification.
Therefore,
despite the fact that it was never announced, we're calling it right now.
I'm pretty sure Morrow mentioned it on commentary, the fact that Roddy did win the match, but yeah, it wasn't put over too much. Which I think what it'll be is it'll be a surprise to Bobby Roode. He won't realize what he's done until after TakeOver. Let's move on to Lucha Underground. We open up with Katrina, her first attempt at trying to get the gauntlet away from Cage. Cage is in the back working out, and Katrina starts to kind of make him realize what the gauntlet is, like, the power that it holds, and the fact that
it's going to take over Cage.
Yeah, eventually Cage won't even belong to Cage. Cage puts the gauntlet on, and he's like, well, I just don't really give a shit. And they tried to backhand Katrina, and she teleported away.
Yeah.
So
Fastness to the future.
Yeah. Huh. Then we went to Dario's office.
The future being a big exploded head.
Yes. Just ask Mr. Delgado. Oh, you can't, because his head exploded.
Because Cage.
All over his office wall. We had Joey Ryan show up in Dario's office, and
he's like, guess what? Veneno is fucking Cortez Castro.
And Dario's like, that motherfucker.
Because we didn't have enough time to put this into any other part of the storyline, so we're going to wiggle it in right at the very end of the tournament.
Yeah. And so next week, we're going to have Veneno take on Sexy Star in a mask versus mask match, because they are very sure that Veneno is going to lose, get unmasked, and then we will realize that he is Cortez Castro.
Yeah, I had, there was an itty bitty part of this that bugged me.
What's that?
Is that Dario referenced the Sexy Star getting scared by the spiders thing. Which hasn't happened in a bit now.
No, but what he's assuming is that fear is still real, and because she already went apeshit on Veneno.
Yeah.
So he's assuming that putting her in this match will result in the same thing, and he can unmask Veneno and prove what Joey's saying is right.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It's very Randy Orton CM Punk.
Yeah.
But hey, at least it's not 8 years or however the fuck long that was. Our first semifinals match of the night is Prince Puma versus Phoenix. Flippy as fuck.
Faff.
This
is a good match. They had a lot of chain wrestling at the beginning, which I thought was refreshing.
This was lucha all the way through. It was really well done. These are two of the best luchadors on the roster, and fantastic. I mean, both guys know exactly what they're doing, and it's gold every time. And Puma's new attitude, adding a little bit of aggression in there. Phoenix, obviously, still playing very much the top babyface in the company. Maybe tied neck and neck with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, and it's only the second time they've ever had a one-on-one match on Lucha Underground.
Which blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
3 seasons, this is only the second time we've seen Phoenix versus Puma one-on-one.
The only other time was the first time Prince Puma defended his title.
Right.
Way back when.
Yeah. So eventually, we kind of knew this was going to happen. Marty the Moth decides to make his presence felt out at ringside.
And then Phoenix says, "Please, dear God, catch me, Marty."
He did one of those moonsaults where it looks beautiful. The only problem is he went up and down. There was no out at all. Luckily, Marty was there right next to the goddamn apron.
Yeah, he knew that a step forward was necessary to protect Phoenix's face from the canvas.
Otherwise, Phoenix would have died.
It maybe not died, but it definitely would have fuckered him up.
There would have been even more of a reason to wear the mask, because damn.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the end. Phoenix did end up getting back in the ring, got hit with almost like a package pile driver kind of thing.
It was backwards suplex pulled up into a Rikishi driver.
But that wasn't enough to put down Phoenix, but it was capped off with a 630, and Prince Puma is headed to the finals of the Cueto Cup.
Yeah, so who's going to be his opponent, though?
Well, we're getting ready to have Pentagon Dark versus Mil Muertes.
Yeah, Mil Muertes
before
is like,
that,
I'm hitting the punching bag real hard.
He's hitting it so hard that everything in the temple is shaking.
Yeah, and it goes flying and smashes so hard into the backside of Cueto's office that it breaks yet another window.
Those windows are never safe. Katrina tells him, hey, chill the fuck out. Save some for Pentagon. You're gonna be fine. just save some of that strength. Let's go do this. And then all of a sudden, Cage attacks.
Yep.
And Cage
with a giant weight plate that he was squatting with earlier.
Yeah. And so not only does he, attack Mil Muertes and drop him, but then he drops the fucking weight plate onto Mil Muertes and just kind of
dropping plates on his back, bitch.
Dropping plates on your ass. And he's just like, hey, Katrina, fuck you, and walked away.
And then Katrina's like, smell this rock.
And Muertes like, I love this rock.
Oh, I must do a push-up now.
And then we went into Mil Muertes versus Pentagon Dark, where Mil Muertes is obviously favoring the ribs, favoring the midsection.
Let's just talk, every 45 seconds on commentary, we have to make mention that Mil Muertes is not 100%.
Well, the difference between, WWE and Lucha Underground is the Lucha Underground commentators don't actually see what happens in the back.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure they're just, wondering what the fuck happened to Mil Muertes that he's having to hold his ribs throughout the entirety of this match. It doesn't help that Pentagon is targeting said ribs.
Yeah, no, he's definitely like a shark smelling blood in the water. He sees the target, therefore he attacks the target.
And this match was very much more power based. It was much more physical than the match between Puma and Phoenix.
Well, just compare the physical bodies of Muertes and
I get that. I understand.
Pentagon versus Phoenix and Puma. Two of them are much more aerodynamic than the other.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Pentagon did dive and smash himself right onto the midsection of Muertes.
He did. He did that once.
Not right on his nose like he did on Tejano.
No. God.
Tejano's.
So...
Tejano's best.
Katrina trying to get involved a few times, grabbing the foot of Pentagon.
And at one point, Pentagon says, fuck off with this, and kicks her in the face.
Yeah.
And she sells it like the Rock selling a stone cold goddamn stunner.
And, well, that's the way you do it. And then that was followed up by a double stomp from the top rope, which punches the ticket of Pentagon Dark, who's heading to the finals to face Prince Puma.
Which I didn't put the two and two together until after it was over of how important that was. That he kicked her in the face.
Why?
Because she couldn't force Mil Muertes to get back up using the rock.
Ah.
Because immediately after the match is over, Pentagon tries to do his patented arm break on Mil Muertes.
Absolutely.
And Katrina then puts the rock out there, and Mil Muertes is able to overpower Pentagon.
He just hucks Pentagon over his head. And Pentagon, though he's going to the finals, doesn't get that exclamation point of breaking the arm of Mil Muertes. So now next week for the Cueto Cup and the title shot at Ultima Lucha Trace will be Prince Puma versus Pentagon Dark.
Yeah, so we've got a big, nice card lined up for next week.
Yeah.
Because we got that, we have Sexy Star versus Veneno, and we have the championship match between Rey Mysterio and Johnny Mundo, who get to come out and have their final words against each other.
Because Dario loves when his luchadors talk shit to each other. He's so excited for this. And this segment was so much fun.
It was.
Because Johnny comes out and is immediately the biggest asshole in the room.
Yeah. Well, first Rey comes out, and he talks a little smack, but then when Johnny comes out, he's got his own personal security team.
Of course he is.
That makes a human blockade before Johnny Mundo can just insinuate that his wife was being unfaithful and that Dominic is not his child because Dominic is tall.
Dominic's twice the size of Rey Mysterio.
Surprise, surprise, that didn't sit well with Rey.
Wait, are you insinuating that a man's wife was unfaithful pissed him off?
Yeah, it upset him a little.
Wow! Yeah, Rey goes fucking apeshit, but the security keeps backing him up. The
security, he got into good shots, knocked him out of the ring, and then dove on top of him.
Yeah.
And then they got the best of Ray.
Yeah.
All 4 giant guys.
Yeah, all 4 guys were pretty large.
And then Johnny's taking cheap shots at Ray while security's holding him. And then all of a sudden, like, Worldwide Underground start coming out. So now it's like, oh my god, there's like 1 million people against Ray.
Yeah, it's literally like 9-on-1.
Yeah. Even if the security guards are just holding Ray,
yeah,
it's still like 5 people kicking him.
So then Ray gets a little bit of backup because we have the Mac, Sexy Star, and Dragon Azteca Jr. all run down.
Yeah.
Start attacking different members of the Worldwide Underground while Ray and Johnny are still going
They beat
at
the
it.
shit out of the security too.
Who
Who then disappear.
Then Prince Puma comes out, and then Pentagon comes out, and then Mil Muertes comes out, and then Cage comes out, and then the whole fucking roster comes out, and everyone is fighting except for the Rabbit Tribe, who are sitting up on the top of the office and eating carrots.
Yeah, literally, it was like just all hell broke
It was
loose.
crazy.
Because then it just like at some point it seemed to be no rhyme or reason to why who was fighting who.
We had Joey Ryan versus Vinny Massaro.
Yeah. Jeremiah Crane came out and just started throwing pump kicks in every direction.
And then it made a little bit more sense because Dante Fox was watching and Killshot decided to attack him.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. But yeah, it was so much fun watching all of this insanity
Maya
happen.
and Sexy Star chopped each other for like 8 minutes.
We're cool with that.
Straight.
We're cool with that. Go for it. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, and it ended with Rey Mysterio hitting a 619 on Johnny Mundo and walking around with the Lucha Underground title in his hand.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of those big blow-off fights that would happen on the paper, like the Go Home shows, the pay-per-views during the Invasion angle. When you had like the WCW guys and the WWE guys are brawling, and then like you get 2 guys who are left in the ring, and like say like WWE guy hits his finisher on WCW guy, and then all of a sudden another WCW guy comes out and hits the WWE guy, and then another WWE guy comes out and hits him, and just you get one person pop until you have like 50 people.
Yeah.
You know.
Like for me, I was instantly reminded of the night Stone Cold came back, where he just hits everyone in the Alliance with a stunner. Like Ray was Stone Cold for a second, even though he only hit 619. But still, it was like he was the last one standing after this giant brawl. So much fun.
Let's have some more of
This is why we love the midweek, because they don't fail us like Raw and SmackDown do.
Yeah.
With that being said, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links down below.
There are a lot of links.
Like a podcast.
That's one of the links.
And Reasonable Wrestling Things.
That's Reasonable the W. Like wrestling.
Where both of those punishment videos that I've been telling you about for about 2 weeks now will be coming up later this week. But you'll want to stay over here because coming up next, we will have our supersized SummerSlam weekend prediction video where we will predict who we think is going to win 17 matches.
Not Baron Corbin.
17. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
You're a pretty good dude, Chase.